Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Trilogy, Part 100. This is, quite unceremoniously, the 100th video of this series. I can't say I expected it to go on this long, but I'm certainly not complaining because I have loved every single bit of this, even through all the characters I find less than enjoyable. Boy, this is... all the places to talk about this is right in front of this darling, precious, crying girl. Poor thing. So I'm just gonna say this right here. If you clicked on this video expecting something special to be done for the 100th video, maybe I did a special thumbnail or something, I don't know, but no, we're just continuing right along here in this fifth and final case in the third game of this trilogy. We're nearly done here. The mystery is at its height. I'm just loving the mystery going on here, so yeah, I'm gonna talk about spoilery stuff now, so if you care about that, please leave. But so many interesting things occurred yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but the last video, and it's still making my head dizzy to juggle all these moving parts. Well, for one thing, we confirmed without a doubt that Elise Dunim was in fact Misty Faye, and we got Bikini's testimony about that. But that doesn't answer exactly what happened to Pearl. She doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't want to talk about the night of the crime. It's very traumatic for her. Pearl says that she lost her spiritual powers, so I don't know what that's all about quite yet. I can't imagine we quite have everything we need to unlock this psych lock, so I think we'll look around a bit more. But man, I'm excited because they're kind of bringing back everything that initially tied all these characters together. Edgeworth is here, along with Godot, and this interconnected history between Mia Faye and Misty Faye and Edgeworth's father and Godot, or Diego Armando, his real name. It's wonderful. They added on so many new elements to this original story they had between these characters, and they're making it work. So let's leave Pearl be for now. Let's take a quick look around, see if we can't talk to anyone else real quick. See if we can't chat with anyone else. Let's head to the inner temple real quick. No one here. I don't think there's anything new with Edgeworth then. Iris has a psych lock of her own about the night of the crime. No one wants to talk about the night of the crime. Why? I know it's traumatic, but please. I'm your best shot, people. And I keep fumbling the menus. Some things never change. Maybe there's one last thing we can talk to Bikini about? Oh, there we go. I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. Phoenix thinks the best. Uh-oh. What's going on? Why are you freaking out? Well, what's the damage? How is the sacred cavern? Oh, no one told her? Jeez. Rude. It looks like it survived. But we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. I wonder if she knows about where those locks could have come from. That's still a mystery in and of itself. But who? Who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Crane tradition. We have Iris at the Sacred Cavern, trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh, yes. You were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Karain disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Faye suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago when Mystic Elise... No, I mean Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the Master, she said... Someone is trying to destroy the Karain tradition's main family line. I am here to put a stop to them. Well, that sounds a lot like Morgan Faye, but I can't actually see Morgan fitting into this case at all. Like, it's way too late to bring her into this. There hasn't been a single mention of her besides some offhand comment about the Branch family. Someone was trying to destroy the main family line? There is only one heir to the title of Master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new Master of Karain, and her daughter is the main family. All other mediums become branch family members with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line. You don't think... So... Hear me out. What if Iris, and maybe by extension Dahlia, are branch family Karain? I mean, they have black hair. Just like Maya and Misty and Maya. Did I already say? Okay. This is a lot to consider. Is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? Well, it's not even getting power, it's just getting a title. Like if it's just a non-stop string of branch families murdering the main family and taking over, the psychic power would just dilute more and more. Well, then again, I assume the psychic power would dilute anyway, because I'm gonna assume the Fae family isn't into incest. Like, I don't think there's even any men in the Fae family directly. Anyhow. Tell me more. You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real. Yes, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Mask to Mask case, and during Maggie Bird's trial, too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I need her the most. The Karain technique has made a huge difference in the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead. That's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there behind every important leader. Bruh, no. What? Wait. So, you can't... Okay. So, channelers have been at the side of world leaders throughout history? Shouldn't they be way more well known about then? Like, this entire series has kind of framed the channeling as being some semi-secretive cult, not cult as in literally a cult, but like a cult as in belonging to a small group of people. Like I was using it as like the term cult classic. Just some small group that not many people know about. But if this is the case, then it should be way, way more common knowledge. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? Oh, you're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because one little mistake. Oh, is this the Misty Faye debacle that caused her disappearance? A mistake? What mistake? It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. Yep. That incident? Is she talking about what I think she is? I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. Oh, that brings me back. The DL6 incident. I knew it. The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history that police ever used a spirit medium. Oh, no, that's not Phoenix. That's Bikini. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. Through Mystic Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man was found not guilty, wasn't he? I forget, did we ever learn who the defendant was? That's right. He was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. Oh, what am I saying? It was the police officer from the elevator. The real shooter, of course, was Manfred von Karma. That's right. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Crane tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Crane Village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Crane tradition is starting to recover at last. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? Yeah, that definitely puts a target on Maya's head. The spiritual power of the Crane channeling technique is in the blood. Miles told me the exact same thing before. We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the woman in the family can inherit the power. Uh-oh. One moment, fellas. Right, sorry about that. I'm back. Okay. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Amy. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right. And it's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. And lost her life as a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Whoa. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mom and her aunt. There's Morgan, hey! That's right. Misty Faye had an elder sister, too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the Master's seat from her. Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. God damn it. Didn't I just say that I couldn't see Morgan squeezing into this case? Ah! What does it mean? Morgan. There's a name I know well. It was a year ago now, at Maya's home, Crane Village. What she did was terrible. It was all so she could make her own daughter the next master. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris... Oh, God! What? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this? That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter. Shit! What? Oh boy, I really gotta sell this one. Here we go. Iris is what? Oh god. Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Oof. Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? So that means she's Pearl's big sister. Right, okay. Oops, I thought you already knew. It sounded like you'd met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest! Well, yes I do, but not at this moment. That child? She's Mystic Morgan's... I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she? Yes. Ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. Is this the first time this series has ever had multiple sprites on screen at once? This is kind of trippy looking. Like, not counting Woodman and Trilo. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not... What? God! Stop! Stop! I can't handle this! Who's the 3rd? Wait. What? 3? Yes. Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. No! No! God damn it! I'm freaking out over here, man! Oh, this is so good! God damn it. What? Twin sister? Oh, didn't you know? All happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Corain's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master, he left her and the village, taking their twin daughters with him. Oh, damn, there you go. Okay. So... Dahlia Hawthorne's sister was the cop that died, right? Dahlia stabbed her sister, her cop sister, and stuffed her in the trunk. That was determined, right? So maybe that was... Maybe the cop sister was the daughter of the woman that Iris and Dahlia's father married to. A stepsister. The cop was a stepsister. So Iris and Dahlia were blood sisters. And Iris was just never mentioned in the previous cases at all. Yeah, now that I think about it, I can't remember any instance where the cop sister was referred to as Dahlia's only sibling. Then again, I have a notoriously bad memory, so who knows? How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. Yeah, I remember that, the jeweler. It's definitely the same family. He decided to give one of his girls up to be looked after us by us here at the temple. Oh. Well, that makes it a lot more simple. Okay. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister, could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris's sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearl's had 2 older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls? Oh. Yeah, maybe Morgan just went and got knocked up by any old person just to have a new daughter. Oof. It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens. This information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. Oh boy. So we added the twin sister's profile, right? Yeah. There's no way that isn't Dahlia. We know exactly who it is, we just need to prove it. Anything else we can show? Iris? Or, not Iris, but Bikini? Well, there's no point in showing the Crane Master's talisman, she already spilled all the beans. Anything new to say about Larry's sketch? Honestly, it's like the end of the world. It's not a good thing, that's for sure. To think people have the gall to call this kind of scribbling by the name of art. Huh? If that's the sort of standard you need for the arts these days, I could be a pop diva. I think we already saw this. It's definitely the end of the world. Right. But who was it that fell? Just who was it that fell? Anything new in the courtyard? A Gumshoe should be here. That's right. Sounds like someone's happy. Oh, it's a... I thought it was like a grumble, but nope. What tune is that they're humming? Oh, please be the Steel Samurai theme. No motive, no crime. No motive, no crime. Sing it with me, no motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room in Karain. Whoop, I love my job. He does? Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. The investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good cases we've lost along the way. I would have never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. I don't know what reggae sounds like. Hey, pal. Huh? Who, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. He's relieved. So, what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon? That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'm giving it my best shot here, but still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. Looks like a letter or something. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? Well, let's see it. So, how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal, but I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the Inner Temple Garden. They're taking that bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. What? You mean... I don't have the details, pal. All I know is, if you don't find Maya down in that sacred cavern, you're gonna be faced with an ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me. I don't know. But not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Godot. Godot? What did he mean by that? I can't imagine Godot would have a grudge against Maya. Like, I think Godot places the blame squarely on Phoenix's shoulders. Huh. About that letter you found. Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find the murder weapon. And all I find is some burnt-up old letter. Be careful, once night should be then, as soon as you hear the light out bell, You must channel her spirit, leave everything up to her? If you listen closely, you might hear the sound of my head breaking. Huh. Burnt up old letter. Yeah, it was in that incinerator right outside the inner temple. The incinerator? I knew it. I knew I wasn't imagining it. There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. But after the incident, the snow had melted away. Which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? I've got it right here if you want to take a look. Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. It's all spirit mediums and masters and stuff. But it's got no relation to the case. Gumshoe, you... Spirit mediums? Oh boy. It's got to be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. Yeah, let's take a good read. There are 3 pages. Be careful, once night falls, should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit, leave everything up to her. Her name is, she is our ally. The whole, here is a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is, burn thee, also make, tell anyone about this letter. Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. Fires of Hades doesn't even make sense. Hades was a dude. The Greek underworld didn't even have any flames in it, I don't think. Maybe they just censored that and it should be hell, but oh my god. At numerous points during this case, I was like, hey, what if, like, someone got pearls to channel someone, like Dahlia, and they were like, hey, and Dahlia would, like, see Misty or whatever and just go nuts and kill her. I think that might actually be the case. It was either Pearl or Iris who did the channeling. It's either Pearl or Iris, it has to be. But who wrote this letter? Who wrote this letter? I don't know. Give it a good looking over and some serious thought. Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Littering's a crime, pal. So what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, it wasn't the Shichichito that we found impaled in the victim's body. Mr. Edgeworth proved that in court today. Yes, that's true. Didn't I prove that? In which case, it must have been another blade. That's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now, huh? Yeah, and man, is it tiring work. But let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. We've got the feather of forensics in our cap these days. That phrase should be dumb, but it actually sounds pretty good. We're using the department's secret weapon on this. Is it missile? Secret weapon? Is it missile? Or the metal detector or the fishing rod? What's this secret weapon of yours? You want to know? You've got to think scientifically, okay? Alright. The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, right? I swear to God, they're gonna do a misdirection here. They're gonna make us think of a metal detector, but no, it's gonna be a dog. Any questions so far? No. I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart. Oh, Phoenix. So what's the perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! A metal detector! I am disappointed. Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. Well, you want to give scientific investigation a go? Huh? Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. It gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try? I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not? I am a forensics expert. Channel Emma Sky. Or not, because Emma's not dead. Come on, pal. It's good fun, I'm telling ya. Alright then. Guess I'll give it a go. Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. The absolute best. It's so sensitive you could make it cry. It's so high-tech you could skydive off it. Oh, bother. So, now I'm gonna tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right? Sure, that's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first let's turn the detector on. That's the sound of the metal detector signal bouncing off something metallic. Next, move the detector around and give this courtyard a good look-y-see, pal. Don't worry, this baby will let you know when you've hit on something metallic. And when that happens, press enter to give the area a good hard stare. This thing picks up metallic objects that are hidden from sight too. Take a good look at everything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Anything and everything. Yeah, this is like the radio signal or whatever from the last case of the second game. Cool. A stepladder. Look, a ladder. Oh, Gumshoe, you stupid idiot. That's a step ladder. Yes! I've been waiting so long for Phoenix to tell someone it's a step ladder. Yes! What's the difference? Looks like a normal ladder to me, pal. Surely everyone knows the difference. I mean, they're pretty ordinary objects. I've met plenty of guys like you, always picking on the smallest details. Says the detective. The vegetable store guy near my place does it all the time. He even corrects me when I ask for a head of lettuce. That's a cabbage, he says. I'm telling you, they're the exact same thing. No, they're not. They're completely different. You have to plant both of them firmly in the ground before they can grow, don't you? Listen, you gotta take a step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes. Otherwise, you could miss a really important clue. That's advice from a pro, pal. The last person I need advice from is this guy in front of me. Oh, what is this? This looks like a wallet? Aha! That's where it's been. Is it yours, detective? I'm always dropping it, so I put a bell on it. But you still dropped it anyway. Yeah, but now I found it again, pal. Your wallet is completely empty. Well, I drop it all the time, so I don't put money in it anymore. And how come the metal detector picked it up? Must be because of the bell, I guess. I thought this was plastic. That's odd. The sled's made of plastic. Is it under the sled? It says Bikini #1 on the side. Maybe there's something under it. Hey, what's this? A badge? Ah. Come Come on, dude! Come on! God. I've been hunting high and low for that. It's yours, detective? That thing's priceless to a guy like me, pal. A cop can't be a cop without his badge. I'm sure glad I put that dime in there now. How did you manage to drop your badge here of all places? I know. I bet it happened this morning. I was playing around with the sled and... Stop right there. I don't need to hear anymore. Yeah, what is this thing? Looks like there's something round buried in the ground here. Don't touch that, pal. Huh? What is it? There's a trap. People set them out to catch us detectives. They're real nasty. A trap for detectives? You like those fierce traps with sharp teeth that are supposed to snag your leg? Yeah, those. I got my finger caught in one of those once. Your finger? There was a bit of cheese and it looked so tasty. Reached out and then bam! I'm not sure I know how to respond to a story as stupidly pitiful as that. That reminds me. At my place, we're currently having a bit of a mouse problem in the garage. Mice keep sneaking in, and we've been laying out mouse traps with bits of peanut butter on them, but they just kept coming and dying to the traps. So we were like, maybe the peanut butter was luring in the mice. So now we're just going to like sticky traps. There's something metal in the cane? This is a Mistunium staff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood. But the detector is reacting to it. Yeah, but however you look at it, the thing's made of wood, alright? I don't bother investigating anything else unless it looks it might be an attack. Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? It's weird that this thing is causing a racket. Here, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off! Examining evidence is a job for the... Ah! The top is coming off! There's a secret compartment in it. Look what you've done! You've damaged a really important piece of evidence. Oh! It's a sword cane. That's a sword. But it's completely bloodless. It's clean. Inside the staff. Is this... Could it be... the murder weapon? I'd never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. I called this sort of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Goodness, it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim could have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's minds work. The real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden. Why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey, Gumshoe? Who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. Doesn't look like there are any traces of blood on it. Then I guess this isn't the murder weapon, huh? No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. It's about the same length as the Shichishito too. This must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna run over to forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight.
Hold it!
Wait up, detective. Huh? What is it, pal? Pretty busy guy right now, you know. You're going to get that stuff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal? Please. Just until we find Maya. Maya? What's this got to do with her? I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh? How so? Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cavern right now, and, well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think? Maya's been murdered. Please, detective, let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cavern. You're looking kind of Viridian there. Okay, just stop it with that face, pal. One thing, though. The staff's secret trick. Let's keep it between you and me, alright? Gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. It's just a regular run-of-the-mill staff, you got it? Okay, now, you take good care of it, pal. Thank you, detective. Don't worry. She'll be fine. Gumshoe. You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal? Sure, thanks. Can't help but wonder, though. What was Elise Dunham doing with the staff like this in the first place? That is a good question. I doubt Gumshoe would know anything about these two, but we might as well ask. No. Nothing. Oh. I've seen this lady someplace before. Isn't she that jaw-droppingly large strawberry dessert woman? What? Oh yeah, she's Pearl Pit's mother, right? That's right. She was involved in that incident in Corain Village last year, wasn't she? Hey, she was the one who did it. Why doesn't he think through his whole thought through before opening his mouth? Yeah, that was one ugly case, huh, pal? Was. I don't know. The more we look at this case, the more I feel like that one never ended. She's locked up safe in solitary confinement at the detention center, though. At least we can rule her out of this case. Can we? Can we, though? Is she allowed to write letters? Can you write letters out of solitary? And then again, I'm sure her mail would be read and processed. She couldn't, like, write out directions for a murder. I don't think we'd get anything out of showing Bikini the sword cane. I think it might be time to go crack some Cyclops. Actually, I think we might want to start with Pearl. I have a suspicion that Pearl was the recipient of the burnt letter. Let's try that. Huh. I was expecting Larry and Pearls to be here. Guess he must have gone to collect firewood. So I'll have to check back later. Oh! Okay, maybe it's time to crack Iris's Cyclock then. While we're here, let's check check in on Edgeworth at the garden. It might be a bad idea to give the prosecutors info we have, but... Let's try it. Hey, Edgeworth. Do you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me, but... The problem is, she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently her sister was raised by her father. A jeweler, I think. A jeweler. Right? I just might know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. Well, I'm glad I checked in here first. It was my first court case, 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case. You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood-related. Aha! I nailed it. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh. And this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. Then if that's true, then she's the one who was channeled. Either Pearl or Iris channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Well, her metabolic process are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right. I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. Mia Fey! Mia Fey! At the time, Dahlia... It's like she was possessed by a demon or something. It's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Oh boy. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone is dead, there is no way to revive them. Are you sure about that? There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. It seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fay, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Crane channeling technique. Did you say Crane channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh yes, I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Ah. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth, go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case file and you'll know. Of course. How could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then you'll see that the Crane channeling technique is real. Well, the profile of Dahlia, now fully revealed, got us somewhere. Let's show him the note, but first, I think I want to show him Morgan Fay's profile. Nothing. Okay, burnt letter. No, okay. I think that's all we can do. There's a possibility that we could go find Pearl but, while we're here, let's check out the training hall. Oh, Dahlia. Oh, Iris. Sorry, you look so much alike. I'm sorry. Did you know your mom? Oh. Okay. I forgot Francisco was here. But we can definitely show the night of the crime. Okay, real quick. I'm just gonna go back and check out Pearl and Larry. I feel like I want to do that first. No, they're not here. Okay. Let's break that cyclock then. Present the Magatama.
Take that!
The night of the crime. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes, that's where I was.
Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me, too. But I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. Bikini saw you.
Take that!
Over here at the inner temple. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course.
Sister Bikini.
Her testimony in court today was very clear.
That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple. But, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple.
Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder. Well, if Pearl channeled her twin, the mistake could be made.
That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early so I wouldn't be late.
What time was that?
Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So I would have left about 9:40 p.m., I think.
I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you.
Huh?
Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. The bell got run at 10 sharp, right? Or did the bridge burn at 9:40? Hold on. Okay, yeah, no, the lightning struck the bridge at 10:45, that's right. Yeah, Iris's own prior testimony said that she was at the main hall at 10 to ring out the lights out bell.
Take that!
You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night.
Ah.
Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have.
Who's that?
Me.
Mr. Wright.
We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten.
No. That's right, I remember.
And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove 2 things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. There were 2 of you. On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. Which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris.
But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible.
Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise.
You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there's more than one of me.
Take that!
I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps?
Ah,
That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne. A woman I know only too well.
I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer...
Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? This second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder, it was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that?
Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Korean channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's a secret you've been trying to hide from me. Got her. Remember when I was complaining that, it's been forever since we had a psych lock that, didn't break all at once? Oh, this is back.
I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew it was my sister. Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month.
So Iris truly stayed at the inner temple, or at the main hall, I mean. The real Iris stayed at the main hall and rang the lights out bell and was in her room the entire time. That testimony is the absolute truth. Meanwhile, I presume that Pearl Fay got the letter, perhaps from her mother Morgan, and followed the instructions to channel the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne, and naively went through with it, thinking it was okay to do so. Dahlia tracked down Misty Fay and killed her. And then perhaps brought the body back to the temple where Iris saw Misty and, in an attempt to help her, tried to remove the Shichichido. This is getting interesting. Just as I suspected. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Are you sure about that? Excuse me?
And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way.
What is she talking about?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing. What? But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful.
But I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh?
It was revenge on our father.
Revenge? What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell.
Okay, so maybe the Hades on the note wasn't censored. Huh. Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place. For power. But his plan backfired. Because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the master of Karain.
That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of the Karain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Mystic Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive, and that he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple?
Yes. The woman who my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see.
Oh.
And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together.
I have asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Fay clan.
That's what it looks like. Iris, there was just one more thing I wanted you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him?
Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
Ouch! I see. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There is still much to investigate.
Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise.
Thank you. I suppose I'd better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. What happened to Pearl Fay? And who channeled Dahlia Hawthorne? Pearl's a Cyclock. Well, I think that's gonna end it here then. Dear Lord, all it took was 1 hour for this entire situation to be flipped on its head, much like a Butts' art. Oh my god. They succeeded with flying colors, I might add, in roping in the past of all these characters. Usually, I don't like it when new events in a character's past are arbitrarily created and shoved in, but my god, they made it work. For the longest time, I was wondering, where are they going with this Dahlia Hawthorne lady? How does her relationship with Phoenix in the past possibly make for an interesting story in the future? What is the context it will bring? And it's not just Phoenix alone that they nailed. It's everyone. Everyone. Like, I knew this series would eventually tackle Misty Faye. That was a plot thread set up way from the very start. Like, all the way back in the second case, even, of the first game. But my god, they're nailing everything. So, if Pearl Faye was the one who channeled Dahlia Hawthorne, and Dahlia Hawthorne was the person who murdered Misty Faye, that leaves the question of who wrote the letter. The letter is the clue that will point us towards the ultimate murderer, I think. But that said, boy, the second game in the Morgan Fay case made a huge ruckus about how if Maya really was the one who channeled the person who murdered Turner Gray, then that would be a stain on Maya's soul. What is looking a whole lot like Pearl actually did channel the person who murdered Pearl's own aunt. This is getting ridiculous. And to say nothing of the possibility that Maya Fey might burst into the court to save the day with a really important testimony or fact or piece of evidence or whatever in the trial to come. Ah, gosh, I hope Maya's okay. Well, that's enough blathering from me, I think. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Phoenix Wright Trilogy Part 100. I thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you later. So until then, please take care.